First up here on the town hall, 448,000 people here in New York are either students at a SUNY school or work at one. Many of you have SUNY degrees, or maybe your kids or grandkids are there right now. The education system is one of the biggest economic drivers in the entire state. And SUNY faces a lot of challenges right now, from declining enrollment to the debate over raising tuition. Well, we got to ask about all of that and more to the man in charge today. Dr. John King is the new SUNY Chancellor, and this morning he visited Niagara County Community College, then Buffalo State University, where we met up with him as he toured that school's prestigious Art Conservation Department. He's now more than halfway through visiting all 64 SUNY campuses. Chancellor King has quite the resume. He served in President Obama's cabinet as the 10th U.S. Secretary of Education. His job now also presents plenty of challenges. I talked with him one-on-one just a short time ago. Chancellor King, thanks for taking a moment for us here. I want to start with an issue that I know is really important to you, which is declining enrollment throughout SUNY. How are you addressing that?
Yeah, well, look, this is a challenge nationally that higher education is facing. The good news is SUNY offers an incredible value proposition for families. We are arguably the most affordable, high-quality public higher education available to students in the country. And we have to make sure New York families know that. We need to make sure every New York student knows there's a place for them at SUNY. It could be at a community college, could be at one of our four-year institutions like Buffalo State, could be at one of our university centers like UB, it could be in a grad program, could be in a workforce development, micro-credential or certificate program, but every student can find their place at SUNY. So part of it is messaging, part of it is reaching populations of students who've historically maybe been left out. We've got 2 million New Yorkers who have some credits, no degree. We got to bring them back. We've got young people in that 18 to 24 range. Maybe their education was disrupted by COVID. They're not sure what they're doing. They don't have a path or a plan. We need to bring those students back. We have working adults who could advance at their career if they were able to get that additional credential or certificate. We've got to make sure we reach those students. If we do those things, we'll see enrollment moving up.
You talked about the cost of higher education. Obviously, student debt is a big topic right now. We know that college has gotten very expensive. The governor has proposed a tuition increase. It seems like Senate and Assembly leaders are pushing back on that. Why is now the right time to raise tuition, considering inflation and everything being so expensive?
Yeah, look, inflation is affecting higher education as well. We've got salaries that are going up, energy costs that are going up, so it's important that we have the resources we need to provide a high quality experience for our students and also to grow some of the supports like mental health services for our students. So in that context, the governor proposed a very modest tuition increase. At the end of the day, we'll still be something like 30% lower in cost than most of our peer competitors in other states. 53% of our students across the SUNY system today don't pay tuition because of Pell, TAP, and the Excelsior program, which is available to families up to $125,000. So the governor's proposal protects low-income students and moderate-income students, but allows us to have a reliable, sustainable funding stream. Now, I'm hopeful that the governor and legislature will come to an agreement that leads to the investment that will ensure that SUNY remains an incredible value proposition for students across the state.
Close to getting those answers. The budget is almost done. We'll see what comes out of it. Talk to me a little bit about this tour that you're on. You're here at Buffalo State University now today. This is one of the more than a dozen campuses facing a deficit. Is that part of what you'll be focusing on, being on this campus in particular?
Yeah, look, my goal in the 64 campus tour is to get to know each of our institutions, to hear from faculty, from staff, from campus leadership teams, from students, of course, from employer partners, so I can get a sense of what makes each institution special, what their assets and strengths are. And yeah, so we can talk through the challenges and how we meet them. At Buffalo State, they've got to have a strategy to grow enrollment. They've got to make sure that folks know about the great opportunities from social work to education that are available here. They've got to make sure that hidden gems like the arts programming here is better known, not only in this region, but throughout the state. And we want to help them to do that.
Finally, you had a COVID vaccine mandate in place. I know you would like to have it for faculty and staff and can't. Is it going to remain in place for students? And if so, I guess some would ask, what's the point if you can't enforce it for faculty and staff?
Well, look, President Biden has announced that on May 11th, he's going to end the national COVID emergency order. That's an opportunity for higher ed institutions, state agencies to reevaluate their policies. We've gone back to our committee of public health experts who advised us when we put the initial mandate in place to ask them, given how COVID has evolved, given what a large percentage of New Yorkers are vaccinated, how should we proceed? And we're gathering that advice from them and expect to have more information on what we'll do after this academic year going forward.
Chancellor Keith, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.